This I want you to understand. Next generation. I ain't gonna wait till the next generation. Cause this is the next generation, man.
Greetings, I'm George Buster Ryan with the Get To Free Press News, originally known as the Blue Van Man, saying if you don't vote, you don't care. And if you don't care, you don't count. And others will choose for you, your children, grandchildren, and coming generations. So get the hook up and avoid the lockout. Vote. Peace.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right.
Now there's evidence, no estimation. With truth we can truly be free. Under the Almighty will be one nation.
Greetings. I'm George Boston Rhymes, the Get To Free Press in Valdosta, Georgia, social media guy. Been recording, involved in civil rights since 1975. This afternoon, I'm in Valdosta, Georgia, at Martin Luther King Memorial Park here in the county of Lowndes. Today, I want to talk about several issues. I'm going to start out by talking about a young man that died here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, in the jail, city jail that is, by the name of Roger Lynn Young, 21-year-old black man, stationed at Moody Air Force Base. And it was published in the Valdosta Daily Times on October 12th, 1970. The roommate of this young airman stationed at Moody was said to be drunk, and that, to make a long story short, he lynched himself with his own belt. It was later determined that that's the way it was. But a few years after I returned here, over a couple decades ago, the roommate of this young airman contacted me and told me about that young man who they say used his own belt. This retired Air Force man said he'd been under stress and pressure because he knew that his roommate did not take his own life with his own belt because he didn't wear a belt that night, and that he only had one belt, and that belt was in his room. I wrote that young man's family in Virginia, Victoria, Virginia to be exact, but no justice was ever received in that young man's death. Much like KJ, much like the Wootons, and the Demps boys over in Quitman in Brooks County, Georgia, no justice was ever received. During the week of terror of May 18th, 1918, when 15 to 25 blacks were murdered outright in Brooks and Lowndes County, Georgia, without justice. A young, good basketball player at Washington Street High School, nicknamed Heber, Earl Evans, I believe his name was shot in his own police car and burned to a crisp. Nothing was ever done about that young man's death, as many other deaths that happened here in South Georgia and across the state of Georgia and America. And if we don't continue to talk about them, to let our children, our grandchildren and great-grandchildren know about them, very little will ever change because of our own failure of backing up further and further, back to the time when we came over these shores aboard slave ships. The first one that I documented was in 1555, not 1619 as I was taught in civics lessons. The name of that ship was called Good Ship Jesus. That ship was captained by one European white slave trader by the name of Sir John Hawkins. That was in the year 1555. And so I just come to tell you this morning that some of you will never have heard anything about the Mary Turner lynching and the Week of Terror. Some of you would have never heard anything about Rosewood and the massacre that white Europeans put upon those black people and burned down their little town there. But I've traveled to Rosewood. Google my name, George Boston Rhines, in Rosewood, Florida, working with the famous psychologist Marvin Dunn from Miami, Florida. You wouldn't know anything about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and what they did over there, what they call the Black Wall Street, if somebody had not stood on the square of truth, erected themselves by the plumb line of justice, and squared their actions by the square of virtue, you wouldn't know anything about all of that has taken place in and among your own people in their own communities. But some of us was called from God, although you keep backing up from us, refuse to support us, refuse to watch, share, and like our videos. You just keep backing up from the people who love you enough to try and give you the truth so you can be resurrected from the dead and stand up on the square of truth as the prophets, priests, and kings and queens who travel that line of holy divine. So I've been doing this a long time. I'm kind of fed up now. I want to give it up because of people like you that listen to this video. You just keep backing up. You just keep backing up and going backwards. You don't have anything to offer your own children along the lines of what took place yesterday. Some of you refuse to vote. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., along with many other freedom fighters, was involved. They didn't bury their head in the sand and pretend that they was in heaven. This monument here, dedicated to Reverend Martin Luther King, would not be here if he had just kept backing up, and backing up. And so today I just want to close by saying to you that it is indeed disgraceful that black people refuse to stand up as free men and women in 2024. You talk about Jesus, you talk about Muhammad, you talk about Allah, you talk about the son of Amram and Yoshabel, Moses, you talk about Buddha and the rest of the crew. But when it comes down to standing up to build a better world, standing up for the God you dip in. And when I say dip, I'm talking about duplicating, imitating, and placating God, Jesus, and the holy prophets. You got more religion in your hands and feet than you have in your spirit, man. And so our children look at you in buildings of worship, giving great speeches, giving great sermons, publishing certain books and articles. But when it comes down to standing up and speaking truth to power, willing to die for the cause of justice, freedom, and equality, you just keep backing up. And so I'm here as a servant of the Most High God. And I want you to understand the reason I came here today mainly is because everything that our great forebears before us did, so many black Sambos, yes, I'm not gonna say Uncle Tom's, but black Sambos will not stand up for nothing. You know, some black Sambos and Sambo's wife, they won't even register to vote. It's too late to vote now. It's too late to vote if you didn't register by the 7th. Some of you who are registered still will not vote because some religious institution have tricked you, hoodwinked you, blindfolded you into believing that your vote don't count. You believe in Jesus. You shout, you holler hallelujah, hallelujah, and hallelujah. Fall down on the floor. They have to cover the women with sheets because they fall down in what they call slaying in the spirit. But they won't get slayed in the spirituality and the righteousness of the living God to take their religion from the floor up to a living perpendicular that you will have enough guts to shut your damn mouth sometimes and go to work for your people so God can really approve you as one of his servants. You see, God have never used a coward in his program. Never. Some of them might have started out as cowards, but before God could use them, he had to bring them up to a new level. And what was that level? That was a level beyond fear. You see, so many black folk today, they living in total fear, hiding behind Jesus, hiding behind Moses, hiding behind other deities as we believe it, and living in the church every Sunday, every Wednesday night at Bible study, and bear meeting at Friday night service, et cetera, but they won't stand up for nothing. And I know what I'm talking about because I used to be the same way. But God loved me enough to get me out of those buildings of worship and to get on the street, go to city council meetings, county commissioners meetings, tap dance with the devil if I have to. That's right, I'll tap dance with the devil. Brother Ryan, what you mean, tap dance with the devil? I will go into the den of devils because I don't fear him as you fear him. I believe what you preach and teach, but you don't reach with the mentality of bringing it into reality. In other words, I'm willing to die for this. My life has been threatened for this. And you won't even watch the videos, number one. Number two, you won't click the like button. Number three, you won't share it with other people that need to hear it. So you leave them in ignorance. Because I'm here to tell you, no news media here in South Georgia or the state of Georgia will give you the information that I have provided for you on YouTube Boston G.B.R. channel. So you back away from me. You don't support me, never did. You talk about me like a sucker egg dog. And I enjoy all of your criticism because God called me. God chose me. God elected me to endure the pain and suffering of a good servant. And so I don't need your finances for the most part, because since 75, and I started doing this all through the military, never had to beg for nothing. God always had a ram in the bush for me and my family. And so I'm going to continue walking the yellow brick road. I'm going to continue to do what was assigned to my hand, with or without you. God put me in a position to understand why you reject me. And he put it in scriptures so I could understand it clearly. When y'all come out against me and work against me, Facebook take my videos down. That's why I don't hardly post anymore that much. I send my videos through emails to people who love the truth and those who will respond to the truth and not just play games. That's why I deleted hundreds, if not over 1,000. I did over 1,000 followers because they wasn't even sharing my videos. They wasn't watching my videos. So I said to heaven with them. I loved them so much until I deleted them. So now I'm gonna get rid of another 300 or 400 because that's just the flavor of my nature. When you get as old as I am and you begin to allow God to open up your eyes and you understand that there's only gonna be a few people that are gonna appreciate the truth. And as I said, the South Georgia news media will not publish this to you because they know what Jesus said, and they don't want what Jesus said to become a reality. But it's gonna come. Can't stop it. And this is why the world is going crazy, because the bottom rail is coming to the top, and they don't like it. What you see in Palestine and Israel today is nothing more than a part of the process that they're bringing the bottom rail to the top. You don't see it, but we who God called, chosen, and elected, we see it and we know it. You quote us scriptures like you did yesterday when our mind was too small and our eyes was too tiny to understand that you was playing a game with us. But today when you quote us and say, he who blesses Israel shall be blessed, and he who cursed Israel shall be cursed. Well, that sounds good to these white supremacists and to ignorant black folk, even those who say they saved, sanctified, and Holy Ghost filled and fire baptized. But if you do not know that the Israel that the Bible talks about, the seed of Abraham, listen. It says, he who blesses Israel shall be blessed, and he who cursed Israel shall be cursed. What they don't understand is that scripture, I'm not dealing with race, but here talking about the black man, woman, and their children. I don't care whether they came from Ethiopia. I don't care whether they came from Palestine. I don't care if they came from Russia, because the original Russian was black too, just like the original Europeans was black. But the chosen people of God, when you bless them, God gonna bless you. And when you curse them and mistreat them, God is gonna curse you. And that's what we see in the land today. And you gotta know what time it is. You need to look at the clock again and see what God is doing. God is allowing us to feel the pain of the original Jews or Hebrews, black, Igbo tribes, and others. God is showing you before your very face, and you can't even see what time it is. Let me quote a scripture before I close. I want you all to understand there's a lot more that we can say in the connection of bringing the bottom rail to the top. See, we know today, many of us, not everybody, but we who was chose, called, and elected, there are things that we could say, but our God said, not yet. The time is not yet. It's close, but not yet. This is why you see a lot of white folk now, Europeans, if you will, saying that the black man is the original chosen man of God. White people, some of them know the truth. Some of them are fighting you, trying to stop you from voting, don't want you in political power because they want to keep their foot on your neck. But that's not what God said. God said the bottom rail gonna come to the top. Can't nobody stop it. They gonna kill themselves trying to stop you. And even their own children gonna embrace God through the children of God, the real children of God, the stewards that God left this thing in the hand of. It was prophesied that we would go into captivity as a people. But he also prophesied that we were coming out. Not only coming out, but we were going to come out with great substances. Y'all need to know that. But some of you all can't endure that now because your brain is too small and you got cataracts over your eyes. But when a God sent a man or woman to you to give you the truth, for God's sake, you ought to support him. Because we are living at a dispensation now when the people, even in the civil rights movement like I am, or used to be, they don't even want to do it anymore because they say y'all don't support them. You all hate on them. You make them feel like second-class citizens. Tyrone Brooks, working with Dr. King, Joseph Lowry, and others, say they tired of helping black folk who don't give a damn about them. And so a lot of people that we used to look up to and we used to look forward to, unless it come from the young generation, you're gonna have to fight this alone. You're gonna have to fight it alone because you didn't appreciate us who walked out into the field in the heat of the day, suffered. Many of us bled and many of us died for you. And today you won't even vote. Talk about my pastor, talking about my bishop, talking about my priest, talking about my common sense. Tell me not to vote because everything is in God's hand and that God is coming back and he's gonna work it all out. So I don't have to vote. So you keep backing up in your foolishness and out of your foolishness. You just keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Well, hell, you keep backing up, you're gonna be back where you started from, and people are gonna be happy enslaving you all over again. Wait a minute, I haven't finished yet. You who don't believe in politics, you would say. Let me say this as I close for real. If you don't believe in politics, let me show you this. If you don't vote, you don't care. And if you don't care, you don't count. And others will choose for you, your children, grandchildren, and coming generations. And if they vote for you, they're going to vote you back into bondage. You see, you don't let a religion, listen. You don't let a religious leader, such as Jim Jones, to take over the Congress of your own mind, and you won't vote. But let me close by saying with this. If you don't vote, and if you don't get involved in the political arena, pretty soon you're going to be on the back of the bus. You're not going to be able to travel and have lodging in the motels and registering and voting and holding office. All that'll be gone. Because you see, the benefits, the rights that we have acquired was because we was willing to stand up through politics, along with white right people. We didn't just do it by ourselves. For God's children are one. You know what I say? We are all one. There's the wicked and there's the ungodly. There's the wicked and there's the ungodly. See, some of them placate and pretend, but the righteous of God, you can't touch them. Not even as you slaughter them and kill them. For though we suffer and though we die, by the blood of the Lamb, we shall overcome. Now, if you say you don't be involved in politics, I'm gonna prove that you are a liar. This day, as I close this out, if you got up this morning and you decided not to visit water this morning, if you forgot to use baking soda or something to deal with your teeth and breath, or if you got up and didn't put no clothes on, got in your car and rode down to Olive Garden, that's a political decision that you made in the Congress of your own head, the Senate and House of your own mind. And you're gonna pay a price for that. All day long, everybody gonna be talking about you. Why? Because you say you don't get involved in politics. Everything you do in life is a political decision that you decide in the Congress of your own head. And however you decide, and whenever you decide, in what manner you decide it, it's gonna affect you, how people see you, view you, and understand you. Don't let nobody fool you. You gonna pass the bills in the House and Senate of your own head. And that's why we must register, we must vote, and we must take part in the electoral process. For it is ordained of God that we stand up at this dispensation. And remember, share this video, like this video, make comments on this video. That is if you want to. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. Somewhere I read, my truth and my volume have gone out, and it will not return back. It will not return void. Have a nice day. May God bless you. Don't walk away from me, because I'm not going to walk away from you. And if I walk away from you, I'm still going to be talking to you, because I love you just as much. And so I'm going to walk up here to the Martin Luther King Monument and just say thank you, Martin Luther King, because you didn't back up on us. You didn't leave us alone. You was willing to die for us. You didn't just dip. You didn't just duplicate, placate, and imitate the other great prophets, priests, and kings who traveled that line of holy divine. But you stood up for us, and we want to say thank you. Reverend Martin Luther King, your family, and those that stood with you. May peace be unto you. Bye-bye. We're gone. I am George Boston Ryan with the Get To Free Press, and I'm in Valdosta, Georgia at the Martin Luther King Jr. Historical Monument here. This monument was dedicated to a great civil rights leader, a spiritual man and servant of the Most High God, Jehovah. And I just want to say today that this big obelisk here was erected to the tune of maybe a couple $1 million. And I'm here to say to you today that Mr. Robinson, John Robinson, and myself have stood up, and we feel that the black people who pay taxes should be no different or treated no different from the white people that pay taxes and that are rewarded with good things in their community. And so I return to this monument today to do this video. You always hear in the legal arena that you should, some people always return to the scene of the crime. Well, I believe that whether you see me in the picture or not, the crime is still being committed. But very few people can see it. Some people outrightly just don't give a damn. But I say again as I get ready to close, I return to the scene of the crime. Yes, because this is a crime. As long as we've been talking to Valdosta mayor and city council about the water not flowing in this park for which it was designed, pretty soon it will be 3 years or more, no water flowing from this fountain. But you don't care. And so I don't want the people who are outside of Valdosta to think that we don't have black people on council. While we have city council members that are black who should have brought this up years ago. I am for removing all the black people elected in the city, in the county, and at the state level. I'm for removing them all out of office, not because of this, but if they don't stand up for everybody in the community, we need to remove them out of office. I know I'm right. And I know you who are not afraid as hell. You know, if you're not a chicken, you agree with me. I remember Diane Thomas with the Quitman 10+2. And God knows they mistreated the Quitman 10+2. They should have been able to sue the state of Georgia, Governor Nathan Deal, Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp, and the rest of the crew for what they did to them. And 18 other cities that I've been to, recorded and documented that the local news media, Associated Press, Atlanta Journal and Constitution never connected the dots or reported what I reported. So I'm saying to you all, have a nice day. May God bless you. And I'm going to continue to talk about it. I'm not going to do it all the time because I know the black city councilman, none of them really care about this. The city manager is black. Yeah, we got a black city manager. But do you see the water flowing? I'm not down in anyone. I'm just asking you, do you see the water flowing? Y'all have a nice day. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. And I'm George Boston Ryan with the Get To Free Press. And we report what others ignore because we love you just as much. And so I will close with the 133rd Psalm. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. For it is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, and as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessings, even life forevermore. Y'all have a nice day. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. And I've been doing this since 1975, and I'm no ways tired yet. Y'all have a nice day. May God bless you, and may heaven smile upon you.
If I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come create. Penetrate with force from the land of the lost and come like Muhammad got the devil on the run. Rise like the sun, keep your eyes on the ones with the base. Then to bring forth a reborn nation up against the norm, creating a new formation. This foundation that I be standing on is firm. Look, yo, we must learn. No, as a people, we gon' burn in the fire. Let's join hands with the Messiah. The Lamb be life. For real, I ain't no liar. My deepest desire be to resurrect the carcass. Breathe like venom. Then squeeze out all the venom with momentum and skill. We'll kill Satan at will. You and I be connected, protected by his eagle's will. For real, I can sense it. Mental explosion. On the move as God's chosen. Proceeding in motion, we become. Yes, indeed, the parts of forming. Running about a hurt, cause Babylon is falling. Living all in the midst of devilish anguish. His aim is to kill us all with this language. He's the mischief maker. Plus he's wicked by nature. The modern mind shape. So hey, will Jacob wake up the lion? He's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him. Bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Look out, I see a lion. Where he's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him. Bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Now look, for 4 days, he's been sleeping in the tomb. Fed like the zoom, no light, it's like the moon. His blood is be maroon, plus it covers the earth. Crucified daily and waiting this new birth. For real, the truth hurts the wicked evil doer. He knows that the future will bring a new ruler. So look, don't let him fool you with his maneuvers and wisdom. Seeking, you'll find that he uses symbolism with this rhythm. Black will represent the hesitant brains. Hit the water down the flames and sort out the remains. Everything must change, nothing stays the same. Our struggle's been ordained, so just chill, maintain. I know it's strange, but look, one came to raise us up. Farad has arrived, beware, don't self-destruct, keep the focus. The red dragon's coming with the locusts. Some don't notice, so they engage in shit that's bogus. But look like Moses, I'ma free you from your bondage. From those who oppress us, wicked, evil to minds. I promise that I'ma flaunt this everywhere I go. My people gotta know, so I can't hold it in no more. For real, the pressure's on and that be the fact. We gotta resurrect quick if we expect to be hereafter. No doubt to see disaster, it's all in our midst. It's the shock of the hour, man, the clock be stuck on 6. I wonder, who can fix this problem from Zion? I'm in the wilderness trying to wake a dead lion. There's a lion where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The balance of this beast must cease. Look out, I see a lion where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The balance of this beast must cease. Now peep these bones as they lie, still dry in the valley. Buried under rubbish, darkness covers the body. There's no consciousness, there's no breathing, no pulse. Walking dead in Israel, be that sheep that's lost. Guided by the false image, they don't know what sin is. In their forehead be a mark that reach crooked menace. It's continuous bleeding, therefore repentance is needed. Wickedness can be defeated when we submit, it's deleted. This beast be heated, he knows the fire's kindling. The curtains in that land of Midian be trembling. I see a symbol in a large number, many men coming from out the grave to never go back in again. Lazarus, come forth, remove that napkin, take it off. The force be with you, so lion, let him hear your voice. I can hear the roars coming from daily tribal wars. Flesh wounds and scars be like all over the stars in the river of blood. We be swimming in sin. I see the lesbian and the million feminine men. These days be numbered, the end is right in sight. Behold, he comes quick like a thief in the night. At the head of 10,000, he be moving to fight. Burning holes at his feet, look, observe the plight. In the bottomless pit, they be falling, still dying. Who can save the lion? Bring him home to Zion. There's a lion where he's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The balance of this beast must cease. Look out, I see a lion where he's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. There's a knock, wait, he think you want to sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must see. There's a knock, wait. I wonder who will wake him. Get up, line. Did you think he was gonna stay down forever?
This I want you to understand. The next generation. I ain't gonna wait till the next generation. Cause this is the next generation, man.
Greetings, I'm George Boston Ryan with the Get To Free Press News, originally known as the Blue Van Man, saying if you don't vote, you don't care. And if you don't care, you don't count. And others will choose for you, your children, grandchildren, and coming generations. So get the hook up and avoid the lockout. Vote. Peace.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come creating, penetrating with force from the land of the lost. I'm coming like Muhammad got the devil on the run. Rising like the sun, keep your eyes on the one. Look on base, ready to bring forth a reborn nation, up against the norm, creating a new formation. This foundation that I be standing on is firm. Look, y'all, we must learn, or as a people we gon' burn in the fire. Let's join hands with the Messiah, the Lamb be Elijah. For real, I ain't no liar. My deepest desire be to resurrect the carcass, breathe like venom, then squeeze out all the venom with momentum and skill. We'll kill Satan at will. You and I be connected, protected by Ezekiel's will. For real, I can sense a mental explosion on the move as God's chosen. Proceeding in motion, we become, yes, indeed, the parts of forming. Running about of her, cause Babylon is falling, living all in the midst of devilish anguish. His aim is to kill us all with this language. He's the mischief maker, plus he's wicked by nature, the modern mind shaper. So hey, will Jacob wake up the lion? He's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Look out, I see you lying. Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come creating, penetrating with force from the land of the Lord.